Hey guys, it's your average middle-aged American back again with another reaction video. Yep, I got a cold. All right, so this one is on Germany's high-speed train. And we just finished up Spain's high-speed trains. Before that, we did Switzerland's high-speed trains. So if you haven't seen those, check them out. They're in the playlist for Europe. So I am interested. Obviously, Germany's known for their engineering, their manufacturing, so I am curious how that's going to compare to the other countries. And for all my German friends, I haven't forgotten about you. I know it's been a little bit, but Spain caught my eye, but I'm back. You're in my heart, you know. They got my eye for a minute, but you're in my heart. So just relax. There's room for all of you. Anyway, I want to thank you guys. We just hit 1,100 subscribers. Started the channel 8 months ago, so that's quite a bit. As far as I'm concerned, it's quite a bit. You know, I wanted to grow this channel organically, and I want it to be full of subscribers that actually have something to contribute, and that's what we have. You know, most of my subscribers are European, and they help everyone learn more about their country and their cultures, and it's great. And if I can help people learn a little bit about America, that's great too. And if not, that's all right. So anyway, enough jibber jabber. Let's get on with the video and we'll go from there.
Germany's largest model of high-speed train often gets a lot of criticism from regular passengers. Well, today I'm going to be travelling on the newest generation of the Deutsche Bahn fleet, the ICE 3 Neo. I'll be riding this brand new high-speed train and checking out all of its onboard facilities and services. So does this newcomer to the German railway provide a comfortable and pleasant experience? Join me as we find out.
Hello and welcome back to another video. Today I'm here in Köln in Germany and I'm going to be travelling on board the country's newest high-speed train, the ICE 3 Neo. I'll be travelling in first class, so let's check this brand new train out and see if it's up to DB's high standards.
Welcome to Köln Hbf, the main station in the city and a vital domestic and international transport hub. The station is located right in the heart of the city and is right next to one of the most iconic buildings in Germany, that of course being the Kölner Dom Cathedral. This is the tallest cathedral in...
All right. If you're new to my channel, I've got a real soft spot for castles and cathedrals. So I've done a lot of different videos on castles and cathedrals in Europe. Every time I see a new one, it blows my mind. Just blows my mind. Coming from a country that's only got, you know, really a few hundred years of history as far as my ancestors go. I just can't even understand how a building can be, you know, 100 meters tall that's 1,000 years old. But anyway, check out those other videos in my playlist. They'll be under Europe. Actually, castles and cathedrals have their own playlist as well. Just mind-boggling to me. Never ceases to amaze me.
In the world and is visited by 20,000 people a day. Köln Hauptbahnhof's current structure opened in 1957, replacing the previous one on the site that was destroyed in World War II. From the outside, it doesn't look like anything special, but the platform area features a grand design, as we'll soon see. Inside the station's main concourse, you'll find a variety of shops and food outlets, as well as an information desk. Heading down the hall, there are various banking and foreign exchange facilities, some car hire companies, as well as a hotel. The station's ticket office is here too. This is also where you can find the interesting luggage lockers. If you don't think there's much room up here for luggage, then you'd be right. Luggage inserted here will cleverly be stored underground. Köln Hauptbahnhof is full of shopping and food choices, with almost the entire area beneath the tracks containing some sort of commercial offering. There's something for every taste here, at any hour of the day. I'm travelling in first class today, and this station does have a DB lounge. However, only the most expensive fully flexible tickets are valid for entry, so I could only get a brief look at what it's like. As I mentioned earlier, this station is truly grand, with a large train shed covering most of the tracks. This has since been supplemented by some newer additions, as train lengths and frequencies required, but the station still definitely holds on to its classic charm. The services.
So these high-speed trains, they actually just use regular train tracks? I don't know why I thought it would be more like a monorail system or something. God, I hate graffiti. I mean, I just hate it. I mean, it just makes my blood boil. I don't know if I have a fever or if I just looked at graffiti, because it's about the same feeling.
Here are operated by a vast array of companies, the main one being Deutsche Bahn, who I will be travelling with today. There are also a few companies operating regional services in the area to various other destinations in the Nordrhein-Westfalen region. Additionally, there is Flixtrain, who offer low-cost journeys around Germany, and Thalys, who provide high-speed international trains over to Belgium and France. The train I'll be catching today is number ICE 817, the 0959 service to Frankfurt Airport. We'll be departing from track 5 today, so let's head there now. Here you can see one of the most common complaints about this station, the overcrowding. This is especially noticeable when multiple high-speed trains are due to depart at similar times from the same platform. The space on the platforms simply cannot handle the high demand. The tracks are heavily congested too, often resulting in short-notice platform changes or cancellations. Eventually though, my train arrived from the sidings. This is one of DB's brand new ICE 3 Neo units, which entered service just a few months prior to my journey. To the average passenger, they look almost identical to other types of ICE 3, but inside they feature a few subtle improvements to the travel experience. Anyway, let's get on board. I'm travelling in coach 28, which is one of the 2 first-class carriages on the train. First impressions are that these trains are very similar looking to their predecessors, also being part of the Siemens Volaro family of high-speed trains. First class is in a 2+1 layout. My seat will be number 73, a forward-facing seat at a window. Most seats are airline style, with a few table seats per carriage. Today's route will see us heading southeast along the Köln to Frankfurt high-speed line, stopping at all stations along the way. This journey is scheduled to take 1 hour and 9 minutes to cover 169 kilometers or about 105 miles. Despite all the usual chaos at the station, the train ends up departing only a minute late at 10 AM. Right after leaving Köln Hbf, we pass over another one of the city's major landmarks. This is the Hohenzollern.
So that's quite a bit slower than the Spanish trains. They were 300 kilometers an hour, which is 168 miles an hour, if I remember correctly. Does this graffiti not drive you guys crazy? I mean, here you have this monument. I don't know what it is. And I don't even know that you need to know what it is to know that it shouldn't have graffiti on it. I mean, what's the problem? I always thought Germans were pretty strict. You know, are they just... Is the police department overwhelmed? Are your penalties not strict enough? What is the problem with the graffiti? Yeah, I know every big city has graffiti, but you know, in America, you can end up in 10 years in prison if you spray paint the wrong thing. I'm not saying that happens all the time, but it can happen. You go spray paint the Jefferson Memorial or something, you're going to find yourself in federal prison. Let me know your thoughts on graffiti, and don't say it's art. I don't want to get in those arguments. Graffiti, there are plenty of talented graffiti artists for sure. But when you're committing a crime, art goes out the window. That's just my opinion. And I'm sick, so be nice.
These major landmarks. This is the Hohenzollernbrücke, carrying 6 railway tracks over the River Rhine. It is the busiest railway bridge in Germany, seeing over 1,200 trains per day. Though it seems I've come at a quiet time, with no other trains here at the moment. Right after this, we pass through Köln's second most important station, Köln Messe Deutz. Whilst we don't stop here, a lot of long-distance trains will use the low-level platforms here to bypass the congested main station. From here, we branch off from the main line towards Düsseldorf and head to the high-speed line. But anyway, let's take a look at the interior of this brand new ICE train. First off, I've got to say I really like the ambience of this train. The warm, soft lighting and smart colour scheme really are pleasing to the eye. A lot of the main complaints with recently built ICE trains have been about the seating. With this in mind, I was keen to find out whether this newest model has fixed this issue. I found these seats really comfortable, having a lot more padding than the ICE 4, as well as being more spacious. The headrest is also...
You know, the headrest being cloth is probably not the most sterile thing in the world. You know, if it's leather or vinyl, you can wipe it down. Well, I don't know what you do with cloth. What's your opinion on that? Am I crazy? I mean, why would you make the whole chair leather or vinyl or pleather or whatever BMW calls it, I forgot, and then make the headrest, which is like literally the area that you would want the most sterile, you make that out of cloth so it holds like dandruff and lice and skin flakes and colds, COVID, snot. Let me know your thoughts.
also wider, making it feel less restrictive. But of course, there's the usual generously padded head cushion that makes the seat a lot more comfortable. This can be adjusted up and down to fit your height. As for legroom, I found there was plenty of space here in first class, even for those longer journeys. An adjustable footrest can also be found on the seat in front of you. Just above this, there's a little storage net for keeping your smaller items or the onboard menu, but more about the catering offer later. There's also a seatback table, which features a cup holder. The table was pretty small, but can be moved towards you, making room for a laptop. About 15 minutes after departure, we arrive at our first stop today. This is Siegburg, Bonn. The station is located in the town of Siegburg, being just 20 minutes away from the city of Bonn, historically the capital of West Germany. After this stop, we can finally accelerate up to our...
Kentucky Fried Chicken seems to be very popular in Germany. Is that accurate? I mean, is it regular just fried chicken like in America? I think it's owned by Pepsi. If I'm correct, but if I remember correctly. I think it's part of the Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, Kentucky Fried Chicken conglomerate. And I think all of that's owned by Pepsi and Frito-Lay. Let me know, do you guys eat Kentucky Fried Chicken?
top speed of 300 km an hour. Running along the high-speed line opened in 2002 to speed up journeys between two of Germany's 5 biggest cities. This line practically halved journey times from centre to centre, previously being well over 2 hours, and nowadays under an hour and a half. But let's get back to the interior. Beneath the seat you'll find 2 levers. One of these controls the seat's recline, while the other allows you to extend the seat base for better thigh support. Both of these features improve the seat's comfort, and in the fully reclined and extended position, this was a really great way to travel. All seats in first class have a pair of adjustable armrests. These were well padded and very comfortable. Also, you may notice the presence of a privacy divider between seats. The reverse side of this features a cup holder, as well as a small net for storage, though you can't really fit a lot in here. Older generations of ICE trains didn't have this, so I was glad to see this addition. And speaking of new additions, there are several other nice features introduced with this train. Firstly, the seat reservation signs now feature a traffic light system, allowing you to easily locate available seats. Unfortunately, this wasn't working today, but it's a really good feature when it does work. There's also a device holder on the seat in front, consisting of a small tray and a grip. This can fit any...
What is a traffic light system? They're all red except for your seat is green? Is that what that is?
phone in portrait and landscape orientations, as well as tablets. It's great for watching videos on your device, but make sure to bring your own earphones. By the way, Wi-Fi is provided and it's easy to connect to. This allows access to the onboard ICE portal, which contains a collection of movies, TV series, music, and games. Though perhaps best of all was just how fast the onboard Wi-Fi was. These are some of the highest speeds I've ever seen on a train.
So, when I did the Spain video, they were 1.5. And that is megabits per second. See, I've had this whole discussion on my Spain video that everybody says that Europe uses megabytes per second. But that speed test right there is megabits per second. Small b. Because I was saying you can't do anything with 1.5 megs per second. I just say megs because it's always megabytes. Megabits, not megabytes. And then somebody else was like, we use megabytes, so it's 8 times as much. I said, oh, well, that makes more sense. But here, this is megabits right here. So regardless, it's like 6 megabytes, 5 megabytes. So what is it? Is it megabytes or megabits? What do you guys use? In America, we use megabytes for storage, hard drives. RAM. We use megabits for speed, for internet. So what do you guys use? Because clearly whoever's doing this test is using megabits. Regardless, it's a lot faster than Spain, whether it's megabits or megabytes. At least 4 times faster than Spain.
Beside the seat, you can find a European-style power socket, with one provided for each passenger. And underneath the seat in front, you can find a very small bin. Our journey continues at high speed through Western Germany, but before long we have slowed down for the next station. This is Montabaur, serving a town with a population of just 15,000. The station was a result of local politicians demanding that their region received a station on the new high-speed line, in exchange for approving the route during the planning phase.
Look at all that graffiti.
Only 10 minutes later, we arrive into Limburg Süd, another station built for the same reason. This station also has the unique accolade of being the sole station served only by high-speed ICE trains. Anyway, let's have a look around the rest of the train. We'll get to the new second class and restaurant car later on, but first, the toilets. You can find 1 or 2 of these in each carriage, with a wheelchair-accessible toilet being located in the middle of the train. Now, as you'd expect for a brand new train, this was very clean. I also found it to be surprisingly spacious, which is a welcome change to the usual cramped toilets you find on public transport. The hand sanitizer was working fine, but the soap was certainly happy to see me. Water was available, and lastly, some paper towels are provided to dry your...
You guys don't have toilet seat protectors? They're like little sheets, like tissue sheets almost, that you pull down and you put on top of the toilet so you're not sitting skin to seat on the toilet seat. I didn't see them anywhere in there. I mean, it's no big deal if you're a guy and you don't have to go number 2, but most women pee sitting down. Most of them. Yeah, let me know about that. Do I have to bring my own if I go to Europe?
Or hands. Here in first class, an at-seat service is provided.
What are the numbers on the seats? They all say 1. I thought maybe it was seat 1 and seat 2, but I saw someone else had 2 seats right next to each other and they both said 1 on them. Is that first class? If so, that's pretty raw. That every time somebody sits down, they have to know they're in second class.
You simply place your order with the carriage attendant and then pay when it's delivered. Me and my friend went for a hot chocolate, each costing €3.80. This is a bit on the expensive side, even for on a train, but a lot of the items on the menu are actually quite good value, and really tasty too. All passengers, regardless of travel class, are welcome to dine in the onboard restaurant, which I personally think is such a brilliant feature, and one we are seeing less of these days, especially on modern trains. The remaining 6 carriages...
They're allowed to just have their luggage in the aisle like that? It's a tad rude. I mean, that's a little ridiculous. Am I being picky? I mean, there's got to be a place that has storage for full-size luggage.
To dine in the onboard restaurant, which I personally think is such a brilliant feature, and one we are seeing less of these days, especially on modern trains. The remaining 6 carriages of the train are second class, and I would have loved to take a proper look at this, but it was extremely busy today.
No, thank you.
Still, this looks like a real...
Yeah, but thanks for helping me decide whether I want first class or second class. That was pretty easy. Wonder what the price difference is. What's the price difference normally? Is it twice as much? Or is it like 50% more or what? Let me know.
Really pleasant way to travel, and I would happily ride in second class on the ICE. At the far end of the train, you can find storage space for 8 bikes. This is a big upgrade on most other German high-speed trains,
That's cool.
Which don't carry any bikes at all. Note that you also must purchase a bicycle ticket for a flat rate of €9, which includes a compulsory reservation of a bike space. Lastly, all passengers in first class will receive a complimentary treat, usually either a biscuit or chocolate.
Wow.
As our journey comes to an end, it's time to talk about how much this trip costs. For this trip, I was using an Interrail pass, so I just travelled using this. However, for a similar journey, you can expect to get a non-flexible first class ticket for about €55.90, which certainly isn't particularly cheap. With second class coming in at just over half of this, I'd probably choose to travel there, as I have done many times. It's perfectly adequate for such a trip. It's also worth noting that soon Deutsche Bahn will be completely changing the interior design of the ICE trains, so I look forward to coming back and giving that a try in the near future. And now for something that will truly surprise frequent DB travellers, my train actually arrives into Frankfurt am Main Flughafen Fernbahnhof 3 minutes ahead of schedule at 11:05. Overall, I really liked riding the ICE 3 Neo. These trains feature a number of upgrades that improve the travelling experience, following numerous complaints about the previous trains. I found them to provide a comfortable and pleasant ride that is easily one of the best in Europe. As always, let me know what you thought of the ICE 3 Neo in the comments.
Well, that's interesting. Short but sweet video. What's your guys' thoughts on these trains? You like them? You hate them? Sounds like there's been a lot of complaints about them being on time. You know, in the video on the Swiss trains, they said that they're on time like 90 or 95% of the time. They're like within 5 minutes or something. So far, the Swiss trains seem to be the most impressive. But I've only checked out 3 countries so far on high-speed trains. I think I want to do Japan. That bullet train. Is the ICE, is that the fastest one? Is that the only one? I don't know anything about German trains. Let me know. Are there other videos I should check out on German trains or anything else in Germany? let me know that too. So, as always, guys, I appreciate you. And I got to go get some soup or something. I don't know. Anyway, I will see you on the next one. You guys take care of yourselves.
Thanks for checking out my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Can you believe that we now have over 1,000 subscribers and over 100 videos in our YouTube library? Me neither. It's been less than a year and this channel has grown so rapidly. What's more important than the number of subscribers is the quality of subscribers. Our subscribers are knowledgeable and generous with their time. They teach us about their country and their culture from their firsthand experiences. See, over 95% of my subscribers live outside of the United States. So we're getting information firsthand. If you haven't subscribed already, hit that button. I think you'll enjoy it and it doesn't cost you anything. If you'd like to see other videos similar to this one on the same country, click here. If you'd like to see some videos on some other countries in Europe, click there. Want to see some of the most beautiful castles and cathedrals in the world? They're over here. Want to check out the United States? We're down here. I appreciate you, and I will see you on the next one. Take care.